I've never been good at sitting still. I was a creative thinking kid. Learning in a book, it just was not something that I was good at. Teachers often said, Jimmy has a comprehension issue. What I learned was they just did not identify. I needed to visually process information, and I learned well that way. In most homes, there was the camera, and it was an old Brownie. This is that Brownie. It was hard for my dad to say, here, because it was a valuable piece of equipment then, and I was little and he didn't want me to drop it. It was magic to me. It is true, where I grew up, it was doctor, lawyer, business, or sales. That was kind of it. And when I told my parents I wanted to major in photography in college, it pissed them off. But I just felt this was something I can make work, and I'm happy to say I did. And in 1980, I felt this is my time. So I opened up a studio. I had a couple of clients in my pocket. Scholastic was my first big one. Fisher-Price, Mattel Toys, FAO Schwartz, Condé Nast, Hearst Publishing, to name a few. And then 2007, I was diagnosed with this retinal condition, and I had career-ending eye surgery. I had to shut down my studio. I just was thinking, this is being taken away from me. It was a very, very bitter pill to swallow. You know, this is what my identity was. I'd always thought of myself as a photographer. But you start to build off that, and you realize that you're not just a photographer, you're a business owner, entrepreneur. There's a lot of skills going on. There was more substance to me than just being a guy taking pictures. I leveraged that. And then I discovered recruiting. Something in me said, this is something you will be good at. I'm empathetic. I know how to get in someone's head. I can talk. I'll listen. I'll process well. And I'm able to help. And one day, one of these creatives I was working with said, this was a great thing for me. You're like a job search therapist. And that triggered in my head. And I went home that night and I bought the URL Job Search Therapy, and I decided I was going to have this little sort of boutique industry of career coaching, recruiting. I had a few clients. Most of us are on that organic path where it's a bit of a zig and a zag, and it may take longer, but you get there. I lived that. Hey Vincent, how you doing today? Everything good? So I got your revised resume, and way, way better, much improved, but there's still a few things. What I've learned from all of that is a very simple philosophy, and that is 2 and 2 is 4, but so is 3 and 1. Doesn't matter how you get to 4, get there. And I play a big role as a career coach in not just career development, but it's life development. And I take that seriously. So I draw a lot on my experience. I like when students or faculty that I work with ask me about my backstory. I take a lot of pride in telling that story because it's survival. And you build, 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 and then you find a sense of direction, and that's what it's about.